Minister Balam was put on the spot for using his own public address system in matters of doing government business. And for me, it is very dangerous, as I'm going to explain this in this video. It was pinned by very many people, but one of them is Charles Romshan. He came out to say these statements.
Balam bamukwate, police, of course, he can't be interdicted, but bamukwate, banonyereze ebidongo bye byakozesa oba government ebisasula.
Byakozesa byakozesebwa.
Ebidongo byebyo stage biche ebyo nga bwabigera because yali business ye ya invent save oba government ebisasula. Ali wewe ebisasula yafuna atya contract. Asasula URA kata akwatibwe.
Ate babakola moyo gwa gwanga ngabiretera kubwere.
That is even worse. That is even worse. Tukotosobola kwata moloka yono jwa ministry.
Kimenya mateka.
That's even worse. Zinkute moloka yange kakati nje wade ministry berenge ekola. Balimo kutuzanyira ko bwongo. Please.
Honorable Justice. Soko silikona Honorable Justice.
No, abikirira. And that's what
I senior
kakati. That's corruption.
Onaze bwe mage koja.
Now,
yes, Honorable, you have the floor.
So why I've raised this is the correct thing is nze genda wa IGG ninteka yo complaint, then complaint IGG na investigating. Otherwise, if I did nga you know it would be abuse of power.
That is Charles Romshana. Truth be told, Balam knows how to execute business using the media because of his background. And very many people are picking up from him the good work he does, but he uses his own public address system. Okay? And they are questioning it. Why is he using, who's funding this public address system? Is it a conflict of interest? Balam, first of all, came out to deny that he's using it for free. And for me, I smell a rat here. Balam said these statements.
Gold. Then I want to answer another thing. I saw my friend Romshana and the Honorable Ingrid of good enough they all come from Rukwinjiri, that now how do you investigate people when they are using your public address system? I want to put this clear to all of you, and I want you to quote it. The public address system that we use, indeed, it belongs to my company. But I've offered free service because the crowds I'm getting cannot hear my voice without public address system. Our Minister of Local Government hasn't budgeted for any money. When I became a minister, a budget was released. So there was no budget for accountability rallies. There is no single budget. So what do? I have equipment and I'm a patriot, unless when I'm a fake patriot. So I provide that system free of charge. Honorable Ramshana and Ingrid and all the other people who are making noise over what you don't know, I provide it. It's not the first time I've done it. In the Ministry of Gender and Labour, I didn't have a government car as a minister. I had a DMC, which nearly cost my life in Kagadi during Christmas when I was driving from Honorable Matiaka Saija. So I embarked on using my own car. When the minister, my predecessor, the one who succeeded me, my young sister, Lakisa Mase, joined the ministry. He said, the minister, where is the car? He said, here is the handover. I gave her a key. She also packed it. She's driving her small car. Because we are patriots. We cannot wait for resources to be available to work. And if at all there are resources in the ministry for that given purpose, the PS normally advertises and people put in bids. My company was one of those companies that were listed before I became a minister. I will consult the Attorney General if at all when my company was listed as a supplier and I've become a minister, whether he sees to whether to amount conflict of interest. However, I have not received any purchase order and I have not received any amount of money from that from government of Uganda, either through Parliament or through Cabinet or through a vote. There is no vote for accountability rally. That vote is not there. But I'm doing it, and I'm not doing it alone. My brother Tayebwa has put in place daily 5 million.
That is Minister Balam. One of the shrewd businessmen is Balam. Balam is a wise person. He understands very well. In fact, when I used to see his tweets cheering on the bad leadership of General Mosca and Rugaba, I felt bad. Now, nowadays he no longer does that, but he used to do. Balam portrays himself as a person who doesn't understand, but actually understands a lot. But using your own public address system in government business, it is a crime. For example, do you know that if you're going to build a road, you have to seek permission from government? There's a lot of issue, because the moment you use your public address system in government business, it can result to reciprocal altruism. Reciprocal altruism means I can do something for you so that I can get something in the near future. We all know that Balam has a lot of contracts with government, even before he became a minister. He has been organizing Korolo, swearing in. He has been organizing with different ministries of gender, etc. By providing your public, ladies and gentlemen, for a public address system to appear somewhere, you must spend not less than 10 million. The person who puts up the lights, the stage, etc., and traveling across the country. So when you see Balam putting up a stage per day, it can be more than 20 million depending on the access, on the location. You won't tell me that Balam is making losses. His salary per month cannot fund that gathering. The gathering is good when you are fighting for corruption, but those questions are supposed to be asked. This results into corruption. The moment you start funding the ministry's work without the budget, you bring something that in the near future they may not try to ask for accountability because you're helping them. In developed countries that cannot act, there must be a framework of how these public address systems are supposed to be done. In fact, for me, I would prefer if he's given money to do so for as long as he declares his conflict of interest because he's a minister, instead of engaging in that work without pay. This is how corruption starts. Balam is doing the right job, but in a wrong way. It is the truth. It is the truth. What about like Justin Namere who does nothing? So for me, I think those are the questions that are supposed to be asked, because that is how corruption is created. Balam may be doing a right work, but in the wrong framework. It's like when Balam goes on and finds the corrupt and tries to chase away people from the work. In the near future, government will come out into losses to pay those who are chased from the work. Because what Balam needs to do, if you find a corrupt, ask the IGG to investigate, so that he can pass through the law for someone to be chased from the work. But if you chase him directly without even having knowledge of what is transpiring, it will bring a great risk to the government in losses. But also the use of the public system, even if it is being done, even if the work is correct, it is being done in a wrong way. Of course, as a PMN is truly Mr. Makindi Kabesulaman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.